is a poem for Parkland. It's called Trigger Warning. Bell rings, lunch period. Students hold plastic trays. Steamed peas sectioned off from the Trojan chicken bowl find their usual table. And then a student walks into the lunchroom carrying a duffel bag full of gym clothes, except it's not. Pulls out an AR-15, snaps in the first magazine. We are starving for a time when the only drills students ran were in case of fire. But fire is a natural force, and firing into a classroom is not. You know, guns, they leave no time to say, "What's wrong? How can we get you help?" To hug and say, I know, like two parents in a parking lot waiting for a child who will never be dismissed from school. The thing about guns is they just leave no time, leave no room to walk your friend hand around his shoulder from homeroom to the guidance counselor. At 3,200 feet per second, a bullet will rip callously through a firm handshake. Every second counts, especially the 107.5 seconds it takes to run an average background check. It turns out you can cruise right through the FBI instant criminal background check. So you may wait longer in the pickup drop-off line than it takes to be cleared for an AR-15. Bell rings, activity period, active shooter. Bullets blister lockers round after round. Hands stretched to lock the door. Pray the bolt holds as bullets scream by in the hallway. Put down your gun. Our arms are open. Victoria Soto's arms hiding away her students in cabinets. The phone is ringing. Your husband calling 3 times in a row. You say, "What? I'm in the middle of, there's been a shooting." Your face crumples inward so quickly that the woman across from you seizes violently in reaction, grazed herself. It wasn't Mariposa's school, but it was a mile away. How strikingly close do the shooters have to get to your school district before we demand disarmament? A massacre in the library, the gym, a media room, a concert, a nightclub where guns have no business, but guns are big business. Distributed equally like orange slices at snack time. There are almost enough guns in this country to arm every man, woman, and child, and the teens are taking their share of that inheritance. 2017, Parkland, safest city in Florida. 2018, there is no safe or safest. The safe school is no fortress. Library alcoves make useless bunkers, and teachers train to run class discussion, not security. When students, their friends, 8 days dead, plead with Marco Rubio to refuse money from the NRA, and even then, he will not? How strong does a lobby have to be to elect and protect such a senator? How does that lobby strong-arm us all, offering up to candidates public office at the highest levels? One nation, one National Rifle Association. This is not constitutional law. This is martial law on the playground. One group of people setting the agenda, holding back gun reform for the rest of us, holding us hostage. Mass shootings so common that when NPR reported the Parkland shooting, they simply said it happened again, this time in Florida. Los estudiantes repiten después de mí. Students repeat after me. Outrage, mourn, empathize, talk of real change, repeat. It's getting closer and closer. One set of feet pounding the hall, while all the rest shelter in place. Closing in on your student, your child, and all the handguns you own, all the paramilitary rifles you exempt from regulation, even the Glock on your hip, will not protect your own child when those footsteps stop outside her classroom door. Put down your gun. Not after ripping off dozens of rounds and blending in with survivors, leaving a wake of fatalities, mortal wounds, the wounds so deep in this country that we think a bullet is better than facing mental illness, bullying, abuse and assault, ableism, elitism, institutional racism and immigration reform, LGBT rights, global pollution, regional differences, sexist strongholds and sizeism, the haves, the have-nots, the heteronormativity, homegrown terrorists, the fissures in faith, generation gaps, education gaps, language barriers, the microaggressions, the gender revolution. But all our differences end at the human body, and each equally are able to cock a gun, each equally able to fall under a bullet. We cannot bite the bullet. We cannot weather another storm, another hail of bullets. You will fall, just like everyone else, under a blaze of copper tips. when you could be talking compromise, sorting out sanctions and solutions. Your A-plus NRA position on assault weapon arsenals should not be a dictate students defend with their lives. Spent shells, spent lives. No, lives not yet spent, lives that were collecting interest in a safe. This classroom is a safe space, the professor promises. Safest city in Florida, collections and gun safes, teenagers just banking on their future, saving up, and they were not spared, were not saved. Almost 18 years since the assault weapon ban expired in Congress, nearly the whole span of a Parkland senior's life. Please reinstate. No Band-Aid solution will fix, but a ban is the starting gun, a seed we all agree to plant, accelerating a safety-slanted conversation. Please don't reload. Fear is so seductive and the gun's so easy to buy, easy to grab, easy to unload into a classroom. Fear, the great seducer, a magnet to the barrel of a gun. Bravery is getting within point-blank range of the fractures within the American dream, the fault lines of power and policy, and the legion of the unrepresented, those listed in tiny print where some exclusions apply. Please, the crosshairs are no place to build an alliance. Lay down your moral superiority, your stereotype of all gun owners. Lay down your need to collect new guns, every advanced model and accessory. Cast aside NRA obedience. You don't need a cache when you have community. Maybe this philosophy isn't bulletproof, but it's a safe place to start. Put down the guns. Arms reaching for each other is safety enough.